We're still looking for the best new gens in FM history, and since we did the last video, I've got over 100 responses. 100 new gens to look through. I am sure there's going to be some absolutely cracked players to have a look through here, so I guess we should get into another video looking at them. Come on. Okay, we're back looking at amazing Football Manager Newgens, starting with an absolute banger. Thank you to George for submitting Vinchenzo Gordano, an Italian centre-back for the ages. He looks like an absolute beast. I've got a feeling you're going to like this one. He's actually described in the game as a legendary centre-back as well. I think this is a really strong start. By the way, going back to the last video, if you've not watched that one, go and watch it. We had 5 new gens in that video from a range of different Football Manager versions, and I think I've picked out the 2 that you seem to like the most from the comments down below. And as always, I'm going to need your comments. You really like Parashiv, the right back, and also Nikos Filipovski, the North Macedonian defensive midfielder. Let me know if you agree with those. I think those were maybe the 2 best ones. Today though, let me know if you like this guy, Vinchenzo Gordano. It is 2037. We are on FM24, but this is an FM23 save. Really love the ability to be able to look at it. FM23 saves on this year's game. It's quite nice, isn't it? He is a beast. I really like him. I quite like the fact, by the way, that this man plays for Newcastle and he cost £300 million. George was not holding back when it came to splashing the cash on a new centre-back, and I think he's got himself a pretty good one. These physicals are a joke. 16 is the lowest in his physicals, and that's his jumping reach. He's 6'2". I mean, could he improve? Could we find one that's better than that? Is he a little bit low in aggression? Maybe. We are nitpicking though, aren't we? Because, I mean, he's got 20 balance. He's got 17 pace, 18 acceleration. He's got 16 strength. The physicals are a joke. They're all green, which is always a good thing, isn't it? Great anticipation. The concentration's amazing. Decision's amazing. Positioning's amazing. 17 tackling, 16 marking. He is just really good. 93 caps for Italy, 29 years old. He's on £500,000 per week. Has he won anything? Is the question here. If we have a look at his milestones, has he won like a Ballon d'Or or anything? I don't think we've had one. He was shortlisted for the World Footballer of the Year. I'm scrolling down. He was in the World Team of the Year plenty of times. This is when he was playing for Manchester City, which was his old team, where Georgia signed him for £300 million. I don't think he's won the Ballon d'Or. In fact, I'm actually going to check it on here because I want to see the players that are actually winning them. I've searched for golf there. That's a different thing completely. Okay, he's actually got Ballon d'Or winners at his team, does George here. I mean, Ben Simpson's won it. Maybe he could have included this guy as one of the strikers. He looks great. To be honest, Ben Simpson, maybe if I look through the list, maybe he'll be on this list. He looks good, but no, he's actually won it twice. The fact that Vincenzo's been chosen over him is maybe saying something. But yeah, he hasn't won that. Has he, though, won any big competitions? He's won the European Championships, that's fun. Europa League, he won the Premier League. He's won the has he won the Champions League? He has won the Champions League. Maybe a couple of times in this as well. I think that adds some credibility, some pedigree. I think it's a really strong start. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's going to be so important that you guys give me your feedback on all of the players, and I hope you are enjoying these videos. I've got so many to come. As I mentioned in the intro, we've had, I think, 109, it might even be more than that by now, submissions of players. We've got loads to get through. We're going to pick out the best ones, and big shout out to editor Tom, by the way, who has gone through and created this spreadsheet, going through all of them so we can pick out the very best ones. So big up to Tom for all the hard work behind the scenes. Vincenzo's a good one. Let me know what you think of him. Let's go into the next one. Oh, by the way, just before we do go into the next one, a big thank you for everyone who is here. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the community with all of your comments. And, you know, I really do appreciate all of that. If you are not already subscribed to the channel. I've made 75k, my next big milestone that I want to hit. We're on 61. I feel like we can do it. I feel like you guys can help me. So please do subscribe so we can keep doing these videos and keep going because it's fun, right? Hopefully you want to be along on that journey with me. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it too. Drop those comments in, and let's go into our new gen number 2. Okay, and in next is this striker submission, Federico C, submitted by Zilias. Zilias, thank you so much for showing us your striker. Once again, I believe this was another FM23 save, which I've loaded into FM24. This guy is a goal-scoring machine up front from Argentina. He plays as well for Almeria, which I think is just great because, you know, we've got history with Almeria. Go and watch that series. If you want to see me doing a DOF save with first Spurs and then Almeria. That was a lot of fun. Maybe we'll do another DOF save this year. No, keep your... Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Federico C, though, I think I'm probably saying that wrong, but there we go. He's 26 years old, and Zilias describes him as the most dangerous and consistent strikers I've ever seen. He broke Messi's La Liga record for goals in a season, I assume twice. He's got 55 in 37 here, 64 in 46, and 53 in 37 here. That is an outrageous goal scoring record. 264 goals in 271 games. That is outrageous in terms of a goal record. This one, I think this is a strong contender. Also because something we've not yet seen, but we do have our first Ballon d'Or winning new gen. Not only once, not only twice, but 3 years in a row, Federico Cione has been the Ballon d'Or winner, beating Kylian Mbappe to that as well. We're only in 2034 as well. This guy's got a few more years left yet as well. He is, I mean, look at all the pros compared to the cons. He's got a competitive streak and also hasn't got a great team ethic, which is an interesting one, actually. But those lovely 5 stars there. I think he's pretty good. I think you'd agree he's pretty good. That goal scoring record is, I mean, you can't really beat it. Has he won anything in his career? I assume he has. There's the golden shoe, best player, Champions League winners this season. Yeah, there you go. He's won La Liga and the Champions League this year. Did he win it before that? Won the Champions League before that? Won the Champions League before that? How many years in a row was that for Almeria winning the Champions League? 4 in a row. And then there's actually one before that as well, before PSG took over. Okay, strong contender. Let me know what you think of Federico Cione. I think he might get one of our striker berths when it comes to making this new gen team. We'll see. We'll see. I like him though. Let's move through to our third new gen. Next up, we have our first left back option. Our first left back offering by way of Ogacan Arslan. Thank you very much to Leon for submitting Ogacan, who looks like a very capable left back. He's only 21 years old, so I think we have to consider with this one that he may actually get a little bit better than that as well. Is that something we need to think about, factor in when we're rating or trying to find the best new gens? Do we want to see them at their very peak, or actually can we maybe, you know, include the idea that they might get even better in the future? I think that's going to be the case for Arslan here. He's already very, very good though. He plays for Brighton. The year is 2029. We're fairly early in this save actually to be seeing new gens this good. And as I said, he's at Brighton, which is where Leon was managing beforehand. He's actually not the manager now in the save file. This is on FM24, by the way. So we can't quite see his ability stars and things, but we can still see all of his attributes. So it's not the end of the world. Here, we can also see some of the career milestones where he's winning things like, or getting himself in the best 11, etc., etc. He's been bought for Brighton for, I think it's £44.5 million. So only one season in the Premier League. But I think he did win some things in this season, look. Although Leon does say that he did go on to go and win the Premier League and also the FA Cup, the Europa League, the Community Shield, the Carabao Cup. We just don't have that save file. At this stage here, he's only just joined Brighton. And I suppose we can kind of see the potential for him. One gripe for me is perhaps the lack of technicals. We've got like a low dribbling attribute here. Low, I mean, penalties is fine. Long shots. The finishing is low. He's a left back. It's not the end of the world. He's got okay crossing at 12. And if that improves a little bit in a few years, then actually that's something we look for in a fullback, isn't it? He does then maybe make up for it with his amazing mental attributes. 20 decisions, 16 anticipation, 16 leadership, so young as well, 18 positioning, teamwork, work rate, all really, really good. And then phenomenal physicals, really. 16 acceleration, 17 pace. He's not tall, he can't jump. He's 5'10", but only has 6 jumping reach. Great balance, great natural fitness, good for a fullback or a wing back, good stamina too. He's going to get up and down this left-hand side. I really like him. I rate him quite highly. Definitely the best left back we've looked at so far. He's the only one though, so maybe he wins that by default. Maybe we'll find a better one. If you think you've got a better one, submit one on the form and get Tom to look through that form and we'll find maybe a better one. But I rate him highly. I like him, especially when you consider he's only 21. It'd be nice to see him in a few years, but still, I think we can see that potential. In as our third new gen of today's video, Ogacan Arslan. Let me know what you think of him in the comments down below. Let's go through to our fourth. Okay, next up, we've got another goalkeeper, and I want you to consider the 2 goalies that we saw in the first video, the first episode of this little series that we've got going on here. Is this guy here, Jorge Aguirre, better than those 2? I think I'm going to say yes, personally. But then again, that is my opinion. I want to hear yours. We've got a 33-year-old goalie here, submitted by Tim. Big shout out, Tim. Thank you very much for letting me have a look at your save file here and having a look at this goalkeeper who I rate very, very highly. He's 33 years old now, 198 caps for Mexico. I think 33 as well. You can still get elite goalkeepers at that age. So maybe we're looking at him in his prime here, but then maybe also consider that he might have been better even before this. But I love the fact that we can look at all of his club history and how he's done. He's made nearly 500 appearances for Grasshoppers, which is who Tim is managing in this save. 2042 is the year. FM24 is the game. I just want to show you these career stats here. Bought for £9 million from America in Mexico. Playing in Switzerland his whole career. Look at these average ratings for a goalie. Years where he's getting 7.31, 7.32 from goalkeeper. You know it's quite good. Only 16 goals conceded in 36 games is also, if we go to the milestones here, I've got some really cool things to show you in here. Competitions-wise, he has won the Champions League, I think it's like 10 times or something silly. Look how many times Tim's won the Champions League in a row. I think this goalkeeper has won the Champions League 10 times. He's also won if we go to awards here, the Golden Glove Award. Where is it? Here. Plenty of times in history. Look, best goalkeeper in the world. He's won it from 2031 all the way until 2035. Didn't win it for a couple of years, but then won it 2 years after that as well. Look, this is a serious goalkeeper that we are talking about. And I think the best thing of all is if we go to competitions here and scroll down to the Mexico achievements, he's won the, well, runners up in the Copa America there. But if we scroll all the way down, Copa America winners here. Keep going. Where, do you know what? There it is. World Cup winner with Mexico. Jorge Aguirre. That is something that not so many new gen players are going to have on their CV. And I think that might put him above the other players that we've looked at in goal for our best ever new gen team. Let me know what you think. But I really, really like this one. He's consistent if we have a look at the pros and the cons as well. His only cons are that he's declining because he's 33 years old now and that he's got a competitive streak, which I want my players to have anyway. I mean, we haven't even talked about his attributes. Look how good these are too. 21 on ones, 16 reflexes. That's my favourite, or maybe the attribute that I rate highest in terms of goalies. Of course, I want them to be tall, have great jumping reach, have great aerial reach. But if we're looking for an actual goalkeeping attribute, reflexes is my favourite. 16 is really good. So again, he passes that test. He's good with his feet too. Really nice passing, great vision. So if you want him to play out from the back, I think this is your man. I think we found a winner. Let me know what you think. Is this your best goalie? Can you do better? Do you think we might have found the one? I reckon we might have done. 198 caps. Really like him. Great submission, Tim. GG's to you. Let's move through to our fifth and final new gen of today's video. And last but not least, in today's video, we are back in FM20. I like to try and make it diverse in terms of which games we look at to try and go back in the past too. We've got FM20 in a save file submitted by Barrio. Thank you so much, buddy, for giving me access to your save file and showing me your best player, which is Claude Alimbi. Now, Claude Alimbi is a left winger described by Barrio as the next Mbappe in his save. And he's not actually a player that Barrio had on his team. He was playing for Atletico Madrid throughout this save, where he's made 307 appearances and scored 113 goals. He's now 33 years old, so we have to consider that when we're thinking about his attributes here. And you can imagine that maybe 5 or so years ago, he might have looked even better than this. And I suppose when we look at his milestones and the things he's won, that kind of confirms it. He's got 133 caps for France, 45 goals for them, which is not bad, is it, for the new Mbappe here? Does the fact that he plays for a different team in the save world make him lose points when we're rating these new gens? Do you want to have the player play for your team when it comes to it? I'm not sure. I'll let you guys decide that one, but we've definitely got a really, really good player here. The technicals are pretty good still at the age of 33, as you might expect. The physicals have probably fallen off a little bit in terms of maybe the acceleration, the pace. Natural fitness is great. Agility's still really good. He was only 5'3", a little ditty winger is what I'm going to call him here. The mentals are incredible. 19 off the ball, 18 flair, 17 decisions, 17 anticipation, 15 determination as well. So we probably developed, well, we can see that he developed pretty well. His value's really low at this stage. But let's have a look at these stats here. You can see that he wasn't playing as a striker, but he did have a really good average rating every year. This season particularly, 19 goals, 20 assists in a season. Do you know what? The season afterwards, actually, 8.12 average rating, whilst scoring 19 goals and getting 18 assists. That's pretty good, isn't it? 21 assists in that season as well. Maybe more of a provider than a goal scorer, but yeah, pretty good. I want to see the milestones because I do believe he's won plenty of awards in his career. He has won the best player in France. Do you know what? Maybe if I just click on the player of the year, is it called the Ballon d'Or? The golden ball in this one? It's the world golden ball in this particular game file. You can see that he's won it a couple of times in a row. 2034 after he scored 29 goals and 36 all comps, 8.15. Yeah, that's over the calendar year rather than, I say all comps, isn't it? It is all comps, but over the calendar year. 20 goals the season afterwards. He just won it the 2 times. It's not bad in itself. I'm sure he's actually won plenty of other things too. Let's see what Barrio says about him. He says, in a decade for Atletico, he won practically everything. He arrived to an Atletico team that only won one league title in a decade, then went on to win 5 in a row. Maybe that's something we need to have a look at here. The history of winning the league. Yeah, look, 5 La Liga victories in a row. Maybe coming because they've got this guy playing on the left wing. He won the Footballer of the Year 3 times, Player of the Year twice, and many other things. 2 Olympic gold medals as well, and a World Cup where he won the most assists. So, yeah, do you know what? He's a good player. There's some of the things he's won in there. Plenty of silverware. His biography is going to be, I mean, it shows it all there. Like, all the things that he's won. We'll leave it with Claude Limby. Does he make it into our team? We've not had too many wingers, so maybe at this stage he does. But there's loads of players to look through. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm going to rely heavily on your comments, your feedback on these players. Which ones of these really stand out? Is the goalkeeper better than the goalkeepers we looked at last time? Let me know what you think, and then at the end of this series, what I think I'll do is I'll go through all of the comments and create a best 11 and show you that best 11 and give you the chance to go and download it if you want to see the players in the save. And I think we'll go from there. Even the old players like Claude here, we're going to recreate in FM24. I think it could be a lot of fun. Hopefully you're enjoying the process with me. I've got a few more of these videos that I'm going to record to bring out over this Christmas period. So hopefully you'll enjoy that process. And thank you so much for watching today. We'll leave it there for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel. But most importantly, have a lovely rest of your day and a very Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.